Hey everybody, I'm here today to talk about in my house, here. Anyway, on your Instagrams, YouTube, wherever I post this. Anyhow, I'm going to talk about motivation and the lack thereof. So, sorry about that. My assistant is walking behind the camera, distracting me. Anyway, so motivation. Okay, I think that in the recent weeks, maybe months, we are all becoming more aware of how important mental health is. And as people with bigger platforms are getting that awareness out there and making us all start to question ourselves, I've also noticed that physicians are taking it a little more seriously. So I wanted to come here and just talk about one thing. I am definitely not in the business of talking about mental health, but the one thing that I can talk about is motivation. It is something that I have, lack of motivation is something that I've dealt with before. My clients have dealt with before. Usually when people come to us and they need help or they want to train or they want to get better at something, they have a hard time being motivated, or in a moment they have like a rush of motivation and everything is great, and then they hit the floor again. So I know most of us have seen it, a lot of us have felt it. So I'm going to talk about how to manage the lack of motivation. And when that happens, there is a bit of a loss in how to get going, how to do the things that you want to do, but you just are not motivated to do it. So there are a few things that you can do for yourself to help that process and to help kind of push things along a little bit so you can start to feel better. So let's talk about the one that pretty much we all know about, I think most of us know about, but refuse to accept. Exercise is something that will help you feel better. You will get the necessary endorphins, and then you will continue on that momentum. So if you're not exercising, please do it. Whatever it is that you like to do, it doesn't have to be what you see on Instagram. I'm sure you see a lot of things, but let's just say it doesn't have to be what your best friend is doing. It can be anything along the lines of getting that activity in, getting that sweat on, building a routine too. You don't want to just do it once and expect to feel great. You have to build a bit of a habit and a bit of a routine with it, and eventually your body is going to figure out what's going on, and then you're going to start to feel great, and you're going to tell yourself, oh my God, why did I not do this before? So please go exercise. Please find a way to exercise. It doesn't have to be in the gym. If you don't want to be in the gym, don't go to the gym. Go to a smaller group class. There are so many options out there. If you can't figure out how to do it, you can ask me. So that's one, exercise. Two, eat well, because you need the vitamins and minerals for your brain to function and those receptors to talk to each other. So anyway, so exercise and eat good. You get the point. You see it all over your social media pages, so I'm sure that it's in the back of your head. So just do it. Now, two, what you want to do is set small goals for yourself. Things that you know for a fact you can accomplish, and things that you have accomplished before. And now you're just going to do it because checking off something, let's say you put a list of things together, to-do list, and you start checking it off, trust me, it's going to make you feel great. So knowing that, and knowing that this might have happened to you before, where you said, oh my God, I had a to-do list and I did 5 things on that to-do list and I felt so good that day. So do it again. Make small tasks. Okay, I'll give you an example. Clean my room, clean the house, whatever it is. Wash the dishes, put this away. I don't know if it's buy a plant. If you always wanted to have a plant, I'm looking at my plant, so it comes to mind. But build small tasks for yourself that you can certainly accomplish. Give yourself a goal, whether it's 2-3 days a week. Obviously, those goals are going to become bigger. Okay, so you're going to start small to get that momentum, and then you're going to build a bigger goal. Once you start checking off those bigger goals, the motivation is going to start creeping up in your life, right? Going to start coming back. Now, along the lines of you checking off things off to-do list, you're also working out. So you got those endorphins going. So Try to do both, one or the other if it has to be a choice, but please try to do both. As you're checking things off the list, you're starting to feel better, right? Then you're going to start to go into the next task. The next task is to make yourself get out of bed when you don't want to get out of bed. Okay, this is a big one for a lot of people. I've been there. After my injury, I didn't want to get up on most weekends, but I had to because I had clients. So just like you get out of bed to go to work, or you get out of bed to do something that you extremely enjoy, even if you don't enjoy the things that you're doing, you have to force yourself to get up when the alarm goes off. Okay, set yourself with 7 or 8 hours of sleep. I recommend less than that, and get up and go do what you need to do. Eventually your body is going to start to figure that out. It's going to start to get into the habit of everything. Now you have exercise on your calendar, you're doing things, and your to-do list is getting smaller, and now you're getting up on time, you're eating better, you want to eat better, you're starting to feel better. Okay, so grab that momentum and go with it. When you get to a point where you're getting up regularly and you're feeling a little bit better, but you still have slight lack of motivation, try to figure out what's holding you back. If it's a bigger life goal, please remember that there are things to be grateful for. So try to focus on the things that are good, and then set yourself up for to basically achieve the things that you must achieve to ultimately get to where you want to be, right? I've talked about this in some of the previous videos. I want you to visualize what that is, but while you're visualizing what that is, you need to do the necessary things to make yourself feel better, and as well as acknowledge the fact that you have achieved something, right? Whatever it might be, even if it's the career that, let's say it's a career and it's definitely not something you wanted to do. You did it for reasons A, B, and C. I'm sure there is some of you out there, because I've done it too. And then you turn around and you say, oh, this is not what I want to do. Then do what you want to do. Put your mind and soul into it. But while you're doing that, you can't circle around the fact that you're not doing what you want to do, right? Focus your attention on getting there. But while you're doing that, build a routine. Do the things that you need to do to feel better, okay? Again, motivation is a big one. It's a driver for a lot of things in our lives. So these are the small steps that I know for a fact work. So try doing it. Let me know how it goes. If you get stuck somewhere, you know where to find me. Anyway, I'll talk to you guys soon.